Gyms are closed. I gotta get this aggression out. Let's go. I describe myself as cold with a conscience. Can't roll with the nonsense. Don't mistake the cover of the book for its contents. I might show you kindness, swear with the piranhas. Things that we forget tend to come back and remind us. Like we all have a past we want to put behind us. Designed to be good, but evil always seems to find us. A man can only change the things he acknowledges. Lust is Peter's flame, but skills over politics won't be the same. What really has me stressing out? The gyms are closed, so I can't get this aggression out. Before we get the promises, there must be offenses. The Bill Gates of hell won't prevail against us. They don't really want, but we speak it to them. They don't really want, but we teach it to them. They don't really want, but we give it to them. We got the whole package, baby. They don't really want, but we speak it to them. They don't really want, but we teach it to them. They don't really want, but we give it to them. We got the whole package, baby. Say my prayers. Thank God for blessing me. My life's an open book. Could that be why they're testing me? Maybe everything I do is done out of necessity. Stock is on the rise. I think you should invest in me. It's not strange. I'm money like blockchain. Except the things in life that I cannot change. Chant down Babylon. Payback is coming. I ain't LeBron James. You thought I came back for nothing? The game is canceled in the blink of an eyelash. Flow is sick. Grab your N95 mask. The new normal, it gets even scarier. All black and white, there is no gray area. Plain as day, we got the whole package, baby. Competition, their rhymes are all average. And that's my 16, nothing else to say, y'all. 5G raps, find me under the radar. They don't really. All right. Well. Well. Shalom to the family. Peace and blessings, and welcome to another brief, impromptu edition of Maccabees TV. It is your brother, Priest Dan, representing Lions of Israel and that Maccabees TV, of course. You brothers and sisters already know the etiquette. You already know how it goes down. As you come in the house, make sure you brothers and sisters hit the like button. You know, YouTube has the channel shadow banned. I always tell you, brothers and sisters. So, you know, the more that you guys hit the like button is the more that the video will proliferate and people will get it, because otherwise YouTube doesn't send out notifications. So I know it looks a little bit different, y'all. I'm doing this actually from the StreamYard website, but on my cell phone, because as y'all can see, I'm not home, I'm at work. So I just checked in. Want to show my face, because these Facebook streets is looking real empty today. I ain't seen a lot of brothers and sisters, so I was a little concerned that my brothers and sisters done got is turkey drunk. Is that a word? If it's not a word, I made it up. I was afraid that my Israelite family is turkey drunk, just going crazy with the turkey. Nobody's arguing on Facebook. Everybody always is arguing and fussing and bickering and bitching on Facebook. I don't even see that today. It's like, it's been pretty, the Facebook street's been pretty quiet. So how's everybody doing? Everybody's good? Everybody's good, giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. You know, this is just another day for us, right? You know what's interesting, family? I want to tell you guys what's interesting. I'm not going to be before you guys too long. Like I said, this is impromptu. I'm really doing this to try this whole StreamYard thing out on my phone. It looks okay, but you can't turn your phone sideways to take up the full screen. I don't like that. It's all good. Y'all let me know, how's the audio? What's up, Mika? What's up, Mika? How's the audio, family? If the audio's good, just let me know in the chat. Put 1 in the chat. Let me know how the audio is good. I would have done it from my laptop, but sometimes that's a little janky too when I'm here at work. So I said I would try something different. If the audio was good, just put 1 in the chat. So while we're doing that, let's have a little conversation. Since I see you in here, Mika, I'm just wondering. Let's you and I have a conversation. My sister Mika, she's the super duper moderator. She's a moderator on everybody's channel. She's a moderator on Tazariak's channel, Garfield's channel, my channel, Sonetta's channel, like Mika everywhere. So Mika, I have a question for you, sis. What did you think about that stuff that Sonetta was talking about yesterday? Not the second show with Gorilla Hebrew, but the first show. Were my ears deceiving me? Is the conscious community now justifying Thanksgiving? Is that what I heard? I could have swore that's what I heard yesterday. The conscious community was actually justifying celebrating Thanksgiving. I'm talking about all these super duper, as Captain says, blackety black, Kemetic dashiki wearing Negroes was saying there's nothing wrong with celebrating Thanksgiving because really you just celebrating you and your family coming together as though there's no other day that you and your family can come together. They were actually justifying this thing. That's why I always say, that's what, Rick, what you mean, wow, you saw it? You was in the chat. What you mean, wow? You saw it too. He was in the chat. Sonetta was sitting there justifying Thanksgiving. Say there's nothing wrong with celebrating Thanksgiving. You're not really celebrating it, but you're celebrating, get along, get it with your family. Like you and your family can't do that no other time of the year. It just doesn't make no sense. You see? You see why we as Israelites, you see why we're set apart? You see why we're different? Because we got to live by a different standard. We don't get to go along just to get along. See, when you so-called woke or conscious like them dudes over there, you can be conscious 1 minute and have a Christmas tree in your house the next. Hey man, hey Sonetta, you my man, but I gotta get you, man. You're always trying to get me. I gotta get you. You said you buy your kids Christmas gifts. Y'all know that? Next time y'all jump on his comment boards, make sure y'all jump on his helmet, man. Your man Sonetta said he buys kids Christmas gifts. Christmas gifts. But they know that Christmas is not, they know that Christmas is not real, whatever. They know, his kids know what it means, but he buys them Christmas gifts. No, your children's supposed to know what Christmas means, which is why you don't buy them Christmas gifts. Hello? You got to set a standard for the next generation. You ain't supposed to go along to get along. That's not what we do over here. That's why they have a problem with Israelites. That's what it is. I know what it is. Yo, I was laughing, yo. This dude was going in, saying that we wrong for not, you know what I'm saying? But then remember, family, these are the same people that was questioning me about why do I keep Passover? Passover celebrates the death of the Egyptians, and it is so horrible. And what kind of God would set up a holiday where people celebrate the death of Egyptians? And the same people that said that to me is the same people last night that was explaining why Thanksgiving is okay. Y'all see the hypocrisy? I hope you do, because I do. It's crazy to me. If you're in my house, man, you haven't hit the like button, y'all know what to hit the like button, man. I'm just taking up a few minutes of y'all time. I know some of y'all, man, you sitting down in the damn recliner or the lazy boy chair because you done had about 3 servings of turkey. You say, ain't no Israelites gonna know, right? We ain't gonna know. So you has like 3 servings of turkey, whatever like that. So you you know, you're sitting back, laid back, watching. It's all good. Listen, man, if you gotta eat, you gotta eat. Let's all jokes aside. The scriptures say, don't be over righteous much, don't be over wicked much, right? Your family knows you an Israelite, right? They know that you don't celebrate holidays. If you can help it, you should not be partaking of whatever they cooked because they know you Israelite. You're supposed to be set apart. However, everything is in balance, right? If you ain't got no money, you ain't got nothing to eat, everything is closed, then get yourself a plate, man. Don't be over righteous. Don't starve. Or you can fast. You can fast today too, you know? Don't worry, you see where your brother is, right? I'm slaving like always. I'm at work. That's why I'm doing this copy and paste bootleg from my phone StreamYard joint because I'm at work. So I'm not sitting down with my feet up behind no Thanksgiving dinner either, man. So don't worry about it, family. It's all good. Let me see. I got some of my family in the building. Let's see who's here. Bakar, Gabar, shalom to you. Loikan, shalom to you. Malek Zaquan, shalom to you. My man Hostile MGTOW in the building. Wait, hold up a second. Oh, okay. Crown Me 13 is in the building. My sister Halima, Dwayne Yosef is in the building. Muck the General, of course. Ruby Margarita, Sisters of the Maccabees. You know, yeah, man. Sisters of the Maccabees say the conscious community is fast asleep. Of course they are, man. Let me tell you about this conscious community. The conscious community, let's run it down. They celebrate Thanksgiving. They celebrate Christmas. They're going to celebrate New Year's. You know, if you West African, did the West Africans celebrate New Year's in January? No, if you into African spirituality. If you Kemetic, did the Cometians celebrate New Year's in January 1st? No. But you do celebrate Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, New Year's. You guys celebrate every goddamn thing, but you woke at the same time. Now, you can't have it both ways. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, you know what they say, I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. So, you know, Lawyer Cahoon said that he fasts on Thanksgiving. That's good. You know, we promote fasting over here, brothers and sisters. We promote fasting because you can give your organs and your digestive tract a rest because it needs it. As much as we eat and the type of things that we eat, our digestive system is working 24 hours a day. A lot of us eat really late at night, right? And then go to bed, and you're in bed for 6, 7, 8 hours. And you wake up in the morning and you feel like you didn't sleep. The reason why you feel like you didn't sleep, your digestive tract has been working all night, right? And so that's why you're feeling tired. So you shouldn't be, if you're going to eat, you shouldn't eat late. Now, as I talk to you, I'm talking to myself, because when you do as much as I do and stuff like that, I eat late a lot of times too. So, but I also understand why it is I feel tired when it happens. So, yeah. So Thanksgiving is a great day to fast besides the Day of Atonement, right? A lot of Israelites only fast on the Day of Atonement. And you're looking at the news, right? Now is a great time to fast. Fasting and prayer. Now is a great time for fasting and prayer with all that's going on in the world. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. It's the perfect time for fasting and prayer because it's about to get ugly out here. How many of you brothers and sisters heard about what's going on in New Mexico? Did y'all hear about that? I was going to show the video, but of course I'm at work, so I can't, so I'll show it to you guys later. Yeah, I don't know what happened to you. I don't know what happened to the joint master. That's why I put you back, Hostile MGTOW. I don't know what happened. Anyway, y'all brothers and sisters heard about what was going on in someplace in New Mexico. I'll show the video, Lord willing, maybe tomorrow or Sunday when I go live. But there's 2 cities in New Mexico where, because of the C-19, y'all know what that is, right? They shut down the entire, like, almost city, right? All the stores, including the grocery stores, are closed for 2 weeks in the city. 2 weeks. I'm talking about Walmart, Quick Stop, and every other supermarket or grocery store in that city is closed for 2 weeks. So all the people that live there are now having to go to neighboring cities or far away just to buy food. And the lines outside these supermarkets are up to 2 hours plus. So you brothers and sisters can see that the conditions and things that are going on in the world are degenerating and getting worse and worse by the day. So the point I'm trying to make is, if y'all haven't still, after all that we've said on this channel, started making preparations and doing better planning as we continue to delve further and further into the chaos that's getting ready to come, I don't know what to tell you, because we have been warning you. All right. Ascent of Phoenix, you got jokes, bro. Well, since you mentioned it, I got a whole cooler over there, and I got about 3 or 4 apple juices in there, bro. You better believe it. You better believe it. So, let's talk for a second, right? While I got you. Like I said, I'm not going to be long, and I don't really have a main topic. I'm just going to show you, brothers and sisters, a couple of things, right? I'll take a couple of questions, and if it be the Most High's will, I'm going to be off of here by 7 o'clock. Lord willing, unless y'all want me to keep talking. Sometimes I'll be talking to y'all for 2.5 hours. I know y'all don't want to hear me today, right? So I'm going to be before you just until about 7 o'clock or so, unless y'all ask me to stay further. Now, let's just talk a little bit of information. 2 years ago, I did a video on this channel and on my other channel called the Library Challenge, right? Where I, myself, and a few other brothers, we showed our library and some of the selections in our library that we have. Not all information, brothers and sisters, that we teach as Israelites is available to you online. There are some things right now, I'm gonna give brothers and sisters a test, and I wanna see who's gonna pass this test. I'm giving all of you brothers and sisters within the sound of my voice a test. I wanna see who can pass the test. I'm gonna be looking at the comment board. Everybody in the chat that teaches that Caesar Borgias is the image of Jesus Christ, every last one of you that teach that, are you parroting that information? Or if somebody was to challenge you, where'd you get it, you'd be able to go find it. Who could put in the chat and tell me the name of the book where that information comes from? I'm looking at the chat. I want to see. Somebody put the name of the book where we get the information that Caesar Borgias posed for the image of Jesus Christ. That image is of Caesar Borgias, because everybody says it, but how many of you guys, if you put to the test, can prove it? Who knows the name of the book? I'm watching the chat. I'm listening. I am listening attentively. I should have, okay, Mala'ak, when I see you, man, I'm going to have to rebuke you, brother. I'm going to have to rebuke you. You know I wasn't talking to you. You know I wasn't talking to you. Oh, man. Mala'ak done did it. Y'all see it? Ambassador Mala'ak, shout out to AOC. Shout out to AOC. If you brothers and sisters don't know, now you know. The name of the book is called In the Pillory. It's called In the Pillory. I know there's a little bit of a glare. Come a little closer. It's called In the Pillory. This is the book that tells you that Caesar Borgias posed for the image of Jesus Christ. Some of you brothers and sisters know about the book called The Borgias by Marion Johnson, another one by Sarah Bradford. Those books do not outright, they allude to, but they don't outright tell you that Caesar Borgias posed for the image of Christ. If somebody was to put you on a spot and ask you, where did you get that from? The name of the book is called In the Pillory by John Bond, right? I'm gonna even tell you, brothers and sisters, what page. That's why I always tell y'all that when y'all come on my chat, you should have a notepad open or something, because I'm always trying to give you, brothers and sisters, information that you may or may not have. All right? The reference is on page 16. If you get the book, right? If you get the book, how you know you're on the right page, you're going to see the bust of Caesar, right? I know you guys can't really see it. I'm on my cell phone, but you get the gist. This is page 16. All right? And it tells you literally that Caesar Borgias posed for the image of Jesus Christ. The elders been teaching this since I came into the truth in 1992 and before. Everybody else that teaches that now caught on later, including the conscious community. They got that from us. You cannot go back and find Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, none of those so-called conscious woke teachers that everybody look up to. None of them knew that. That information came from Israelites. I'm gonna tell y'all again, that information about Caesar Borgias posing for the image of Jesus Christ, the first time that you heard that in any conscious circles was through the Israelites, period. And specifically, y'all gonna hate this part, you're gonna hate this part, and specifically through the One West camps, period. I'm just letting you know what it is. This is what it is, okay? Because I know supposedly those of us that come from there, we're good for nothing. But let somebody ask you where to get it and you don't know. But you've been repeating it for years. Most of y'all that repeat it, been hearing it from camp videos and stuff like that. That's where you heard it. Now you know where to get it. The name of the book is called In the Pillory. This is what I do when I'm at work. I walk around when I'm at work, right? Especially this job right here. This is how I'm living. Y'all see that? I don't just sit on the internet. This is how I'm living. These are books. Because a lot of information that you brothers and sisters teach is not on YouTube. It's not on the internet. It's not on no websites. You're not going to find it. It's in these old books. It's in these old books. You just have to know where to go to look for it. All right. So now everybody should know. Right. Hasmonean dynasty, King James being a black man, the first people that taught that was one West Camps. Correct. All right. So we got that. Right. Let's look at something else that we have here. Right. This is a good book too. I got to see how to position it. Right. Stuff like this is what separates religious people, including some of you Israelites that are religious, from those of us that's really entrenched and ensconced in this culture. When you have resources like this and you read the Bible reads different. Because then a lot of things come to light. And as we're in this truth, I always tell you, brothers and sisters, you got to come out of the religious mindset. This is not a religion. This is your culture. This is your way of life. You should immerse and ensconce yourself in your culture and your way of life and know as much about it as you can. There's a lot of primary sources, a lot of primary information in this book. It's called Jesus and His World, and it's by John Rosal and Rami Arab. If you just put this in Google, right, it'll come up. Shout out to the Men of Valor camp in New Jersey. Shout out to them. I believe they set up in Orange, New Jersey. Shout out to those brothers. Shout out to my man, you know what I'm saying, the young elder coming up, Yeshaya Allah. He says, every time I go into my library collection, man, I make him broke because he got to go buy. You guys don't have to buy all these books. You don't. All right. I just show them to you. You don't have to buy all these books. That's why y'all see me do PowerPoints and stuff, and I give y'all resources. I just want y'all to know that when we teach, we know what the hell we're talking about. Y'all see all this madness in Israel? You see all this foolishness in Israel? They're trying to make y'all think that all the doctrines that we teach, we don't know what we're talking about. We just made them up. No, bro, we know what we're talking about. We don't always address people directly on the bullshit y'all say, but whatever it is that we're teaching, we know what we're talking about and we know where we get it. And when the time comes, you're going to see that we know what we're talking about. This is a great book. All right. This book is about sheesh. This book is about like almost 350 pages. I have not been through it all, but what I have been through has opened my eyes a lot to what I'm reading in the Gospels. It put a lot of stuff in a whole different perspective. All right. Listen, man, like I said, man, get my likes up. My likes are not looking good. Get the likes up, family. Let's go. Seriously. All right. There's another one, right? Now I'm giving away a major resource right here. I've kept it to myself for a long time. And I gave it away on my other channel. See, some of y'all are not subscribed to Maccabees TV 2 or Maccabees TV News. You're not subscribed to my other channels. I have a way smaller audience over there, so I'll be giving jewels over there I don't give over here. But I feel like it's time. It's time. Before I show y'all this next book, before I show it to you, right? Let me have a conversation with you because some of you guys were not on a live stream I did, I'm gonna say about 2 weeks ago. So let me explain to y'all how this works with the books. So real quick, let me just Let me explain to you guys how it goes with the books. For those of y'all that like to buy books, I'm talking to you teachers. You're not going to really hear this nowhere else because a lot of brothers don't know the way that these websites work. But because I used to work in travel, I understand how these websites work, right? So I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about a job I had about 2 years ago. It'll help you understand about when you're buying books. So stay with me. I used to work for American Express Platinum Travel I'm going to say about 2 years ago, maybe even 2.5 years ago. I used to work for American Express Platinum Travel, right? So you have these millionaires, because these are people that have the platinum cards. They're millionaires, which means they're assholes. And they're calling in, and it was my job to book their travel plans, vacation plans, luxury hotels, luxury vehicles, luxury plane accommodations, first class, so forth and so on. So this is how it would go. I'm gonna get through it real quick. Somebody will call me in, call up and be like, listen, I need to go to, let's just say I'm gonna do something local in America. Let's say that Michigan State is having a homecoming game, right? College football. You know, the homecoming is the big thing in college. Michigan State is having their homecoming. You have all the alumnus that have American Express Platinum cards calling in for me to book them their hotel, their car, and their flight, right? And they're gonna take their whole family to homecoming. So they would call me, and I would try go down a list of the flights that were available, what times the flights are leaving, blah blah blah, whatever, and I would quote them a price. Now I'm in an office full of people, so we're all fielding phone calls from the same people, and we're all looking at the same flights, and we're all looking at the same rental cars and the same hotels. So the way that these websites work is these websites work off an algorithm. So if you call me and I quote you a price for a flight on that particular day, that particular time, you got to book it right then and there, because there's 3 or 4 other people in my office looking at the same information. And so the website reads the algorithm and says, hey, that particular flight on that particular day at that particular time is popular. So the airlines program the website to jack the price up. So you're going to call me back an hour later being like, all right, I spoke to my wife, I spoke to my kids, you already quoted me a price, I want to book it. When I go back and look at that flight, brothers and sisters, what do you think happened? In 1 hour, what happened? The price went up. Why? Because the algorithm read that flight was popular. It was a lot of people looking at that flight. So the way it was programmed, the price goes up. Did y'all know that? So I got cursed out so many times behind that because people just don't understand the way these algorithms work. What does that have to do with what I'm talking about? When we show you guys books online, and let's say it's 1,000 of y'all that watch the video, 2,000 y'all that watch the video. If 100 of you guys go and try to get these books I'm showing, you're all gonna get different prices. If you look at the price right now and go back and look at it like 2 days from now, the price went up. Why? Because there was a whole bunch of other people that watched this video, that wrote that book title down, that went to look at it to see how much. So guess what? Amazon, the algorithm, it figured it out. That's a popular book. Boom, the price goes up. Did y'all know that that's how it works? Did you guys know that that's how the algorithm works on these websites? So I'm saying that to say that when we do show you guys books, the reason why sometimes you'll see some books that we show you, it'll be $1,000. It may have only been $100 like a couple of weeks before, but a lot of you guys go online and try to get these books, and so they start jacking the price up. The algorithm does it automatically. So now you brothers and sisters know what it is. Don't be surprised when you see outrageous prices for books. That's the reason why, okay? Now, I shared this on my other channel, Maccabees TV News. I'm gonna share this with you brothers and sisters as well. I gave you guys a great book, a great resource a couple of weeks ago that gives you a lot of details about the translation process for the Bible, right? I gave you guys a book. It was a good handful of you brothers and sisters that actually went out and got the book, right? The reason why I gave you brothers and sisters that other book was because it was an easy read. What I'm sharing with you brothers and sisters now is one of my crown jewels that I really never shared online until last week, right? And that's this book right here. The name of the book is called The Final Authority, A Christian's Guide to the King James Bible. The Final Authority, A Christian's Guide to the King James Bible. This book is incredible. I'm just gonna let you brothers and sisters know outright. Any and everything that you ever wanted to know about the translation of the Bible, not just the KJV, but most translations, it's in here. It's in here. This book is extremely exhaustive, all right? This book is 340 pages. It's a lot of reading. So what's happened now is, and I have to fall back from this, what's happened now is that I've had a handful of brothers, shout out to Officer Zachariah in Lines of Israel. I'm pretty sure he's watching this, so he's gonna watch. I got your book, man. What happens now is, nowadays, brothers and sisters don't have time to read 400-page books. So what's been happening is that brothers and sisters been getting the books and then telling me, giving me the book and like, yo, just underline everything that's important. It's a lot of reading. This book, it's a lot of reading, family. So I've been doing that for people, but I can't do it for everybody. But this is a great book, family. And the reason why I show you guys resources like this is because if you have a Bible in your hand and you cannot articulate how you got it, that's a problem. That is why the fake woke conscious community can make stupid statements like, where's the original Bible? You know why they can make statements to Israelites like, where's the original manuscript? Because you brothers, not to be funny, I'm being real. And sometimes when you're being real, you know, people get offended. It is what it is. Because I tell you the truth, am I your enemy? The reason why brothers and sisters get confounded with questions like that and start having doubts is because you don't study. You have the Bible in your hand. You say you're not religious, but you really are, because you never took time to look into it to be like, how do we get this? Books like this help you understand that. The original manuscript argument is garbage. It's garbage. I have a whole PowerPoint coming on that thing. It's garbage. There were scribes with Moses writing stuff down besides him. I'm gonna show y'all that. You read certain parts of the Torah, you read about Moses writing things down. He wasn't the only one. You had other people that were present that were writing things down too. What does that show you? If it was multiple people recording these incidents, there was never an original manuscript. That's some bullshit. But you have to know these things to be able to argue. It's a fake argument, right? It's a fake premise that's used by people that hate the Bible, specifically atheists. And sometimes Israelites get stumped and stumbled on stuff like that because you have no idea. Because many of us, unfortunately, are still in a religious mindset when it comes to this truth, and you cannot be. You got to look into what it is you're doing. You got to treat this thing the same way that niggas in the world treat these fake holidays, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, whatever it is. Our people can run down from top to bottom what the holiday means, even the fake meanings that come with it. They can do that. We as Israelites have to have that same zeal and aggression and understanding when it comes to our book so that we can better defend it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you guys read about something called the Latin Vulgate. How many of you guys know there was more than one Latin Vulgate? There was more than one. But you've only been taught about one. I've gone over this before. How many brothers and sisters know the difference between the Textus Receptus and what's known as the Alexandrian manuscripts? How many of you brothers and sisters know that? What's the difference between Codex Sinaiticus and Codex Vaticanus? What's the difference? A lot of modern Bibles are based on those different manuscripts. What's the difference between the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Septuagint, and the Masoretic texts? Do you brothers and sisters know that that blue letter Bible that everybody likes to run to, the underlying manuscript that is based on in the Old Testament is the Masoretic text? Do y'all know that? Who were the Masoretes? Do you know that? I'm talking to you teachers. These are things that you need to know. Don't just run the blue letter Bible like I'm gonna look up a word and stuff like that. What text is the underlying text for that Hebrew? When you look up them Hebrew words, what text are they deriving those Hebrew words on the blue letter Bible from? I'm telling you, it is the Masoretic text. Do you know anything about the Masoretic text? Do you know anything about who the Masoretes were? That stuff is important. Not to the everyday lay person, but there's going to be somebody who knows a little bit about that stuff, and that's going to be a stumbling block, and you got to be able to talk them off that ledge. You understand? This is another great book. You probably can, I know that there's a glare, so you guys can't see it, but this is one of my absolute favorite books that I have. I know you guys wouldn't be able to see the title and everything like that, so I'm gonna put that down. I'm gonna get back to y'all on that. The name of that book is called The Jews and Their Land by David Ben-Gurion. That's a great book. It's a great book. A lot of great information in there. The reason why I have that book with me is because, you know, first of all, let me say shout out to every law-keeping Israelite that's out there. Specifically, I'm talking to y'all because we know that we're in a season of the Feast of Dedication. Some camps have already kept dedication. Some camps are going to keep dedication depending on how your calendar is arranged. I'm not here to argue one way or another. That's not the purpose of this live stream. But the reason why I have this book with me today is because specifically for my camp, Lions of Israel, we're observing the Feast of Dedication on December the 9th. So I'm going to be doing a PowerPoint presentation for the Feast of Dedication, going into that whole history. So I got my book here with me because this book has a lot of great information in it. One of the things that you read about is that when it speaks about the abomination of desolation that was set in a holy place, did you guys know that they set a statue of Zeus in the temple? That's in here. They set a statue of Zeus in the temple and was sacrificing unclean animals to it. That was part of what they was doing during the time of the Greeks. That's what they were doing. Now I have another question for Mala'ak. Don't say nothing. If you ain't still in here, Mala'ak, don't say nothing. So everybody knows who Zeus is. I have a question. The Greeks got Zeus from somewhere. Does anybody know what ancient god was Zeus? When I say ancient, meaning Zeus is somewhat based on another ancient god that was before him. Does anybody know who? If you do, put it in the chat. Let's see. Well, not Nimrod, because Nimrod is, I'm talking about like an ancient pagan god, like a statue or something that they would build, not Nimrod. Zeus is the god of lightning. I'm gonna give you a hint. Jacob, wake up, you on it. I'm gonna give you a hint. You said Zeus is the god of lightning. Think Elijah, during the time of Elijah and Ahab. Think. Uh-oh, somebody put it in there. I ain't gonna say which one. Somebody put it in there and got it right. Somebody put it in there and got it right. I'm gonna wait and see what else y'all say. Remember, the guys of the God, they were praying to Baal for rain. Remember that? They were praying to Baal for rain. That was a god they prayed to for rain and lightning and storms and thunder. That's what they prayed to. That was one of the things. Zeus is somewhat based off of Baal. Remember when the Greeks came into power, the Greeks took a lot of the ancient gods and just gave them a white face. Nothing new under the sun. And of course, some of the Babylonian gods and the gods of the other nations are synonymous with gods in Egypt. So somebody said Horus and stuff. Right, these gods are all, they're just remixes of remixes of remixes, right? When you read the book of Acts about the god Diana, Diana is known also as Artemis in some cultures. It's all the same thing, just remix from culture to culture to culture to culture. Let me see something. Okay, something wrong here. Give me a second, man. I'm gonna have to refresh my screen because I can't believe I have that little likes. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. I need to refresh my screen, man. I'm out here pouring my heart out and giving y'all information. Okay, that's better. I refreshed this 85. I thought I only had 12. I thought I only had 12, man. I was about to cut the stream like, man, my people. Yeah, Reg, I see. I hadn't refreshed the screen. I'm on my other cell phone, my work phone, and it only said 12. I'm like, what? The hell am I sitting here talking for? Oh, man. All right, one more. Now, this is a book right here. I don't think you guys will be able to see the cover. Okay, the name of the book is called, there's a particular individual that has this book that somehow or another thinks he's going to blindside people with whatever he's taken from here. He knows who he is. He has this book. So apparently he's going to pull something out here that's supposed to blindside us, except I got the book too. So I'm just waiting to see what you use. Right, here we go. Right. I got to get angles here, family, because I'm at work. So I got to get the right angle so you guys can see it. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Here we go. It says the name of the book is called The Hebrew Passover from the Earliest Times to 70 AD. The Hebrew Passover from the earliest times to 70 AD. There's a particular individual in this community, not the Israelite community, but in the community that has this book that apparently they're going to pull something out that is supposed to be able to stump us. So I already have it sitting in the arsenal waiting to see what you're going to do with it first. And to fact check you. I'm just saying, I'll leave it there for now. Just so you brothers and sisters know, the Passover evolved between the time when we was in Egypt and by the time you read about the Last Supper with Christ, right? When you read about the Last Supper with Christ, you read about wine. That's something that came about later, right? So it evolved. Certain things evolved as time went on. So, you know, that's what that book is going into. I'm saying I'm just going to finger through it a little bit while I got some time and wait to see. Oh, I heard that we stole the Passover from some people, supposedly. So I'm in here looking for that portion of the book. I want to see. Apparently there was a custom that we stole from another nation, supposedly. I don't know. Reggie, let me talk to you for a second, buddy. Dr. Reggie, Mika, you can talk. You can let him know I said this. Let me talk to you, buddy. I'm about to watch that PowerPoint you did. I called you out on it yesterday on Sonetta's channel, man. I heard that all you used was Wikipedia, but I think that you study more than that. So I'm gonna actually, I downloaded it to my laptop. I have it with me. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna watch your little presentation, Reggie. And I really hope that it's not as bad as I heard it is. Because if it is, I'm going to have to use you as a teaching moment for my people. So, I mean, there's no disrespect or nothing like that. I'm really hoping it's not as bad as I heard, so that way I don't have to do it. But if it's as bad as I heard it is, then we're going to have a little bit of a conversation, because you use Wikipedia. And I keep telling you guys, Wikipedia is okay as a starting point, but Wikipedia is confirmation bias. If anybody could write a Wikipedia article. So if I want to sway people to think a certain way, I'm only going to provide you with resources that support my argument. Like at the bottom of any Wikipedia article, they list all the sources that the article is based on. Anybody can write a Wikipedia article. But if I want to sway you to think a certain way about a certain subject, I will only include the sources that support my subject and not the ones that contradict my premise. You understand? So I want to see what Wikipedia articles you were using, and then we're going to take it from there. Your man Garfield's going to have the same problem when he puts his book out. He's going to have the same problem, because the confirmation bias is so deeply entrenched in him. He's only going to put articles and stuff in there that support his argument, and not the ones that contradict it. We know how this thing goes. We already know. So we're just patiently waiting to see what it's all about, and then we'll deal with it. All right, so my man Chief Ephraim in the building. What up, Chief Ephraim? Shalom, King. How's everything, man? My man Chief Ephraim been quiet, staying out the way of all the madness. I commend you. I salute you, King. Me too. All that folly that's going on, but you know why there's so much? Let me just say this, man. I'm not even going to entertain none of this stuff. But I'm gonna tell you, brothers and sisters, something. Anytime that you see the same people always in the midst of chaos, always in the midst of controversy, it's because they don't have nothing else to offer. That's just the truth of the matter, family. They don't have nothing else to offer you. They can't teach you nothing. So the best way to keep you engaged in whatever they're involved in is to keep it controversial. It's not hard to spot these people. It's not. And I know a lot of you brothers and sisters will watch, because at the end of the day, our people are attracted to drama. I get it. I get it. But at some point, while you sitting down wasting your time, involving yourself and immersing yourself in drama, you're going to long and rue the day when you didn't take time to sit down and feed your mind with information, because the internet at some point or another is going to go away. All these videos of everybody teaching and giving you information and me sitting down and talking to y'all, at some point, all this is going to go away. It's going to go away. And then you're going to have a lot of questions that will never answer, because the videos where you should have been watching and should have been educating yourself and learning, you wasn't watching those videos. You was going wherever the drama was. There's way too much drama on Facebook amongst Israelites. It's way too much drama on the internet amongst Israelites. It's way too much drama, family. And another thing, and this is where I'm going to end it. And I'm going to say this outright, and I don't give a damn who don't like it. If you don't agree with someone, it still doesn't give you the rights to go and interrupt them teaching to let them know you don't agree with them. That's the dumbest thing ever. And I gave an order to our camp. No one is to do something like that. That's insane. If I was to give somebody an order to go stand in front of another camp that I don't agree with, I told those men, you shouldn't be up under me as an elder. That's ridiculous. If you have time to be in the street, instead of going and antagonizing another camp, find your own corner and take your ass to that corner and teach the people the right doctrine if you got it. We're not in the time to be bickering and arguing with all this BS, man, what's going on. This country is halfway shut down right now. Again, for the second time. The election still has not been certified in every state. Trump still has not conceded. The country is still on edge. There's shortages of guns and weapons and certain types of cleaning supplies and food and meat in certain areas and all types of stuff going on. What are we talking about? What are you talking about as a leader or teacher? What you talking about? Are you preparing the people? You brothers and sisters need to pay attention to stuff like that, man. Y'all need to be paying attention to stuff like that. I'm just telling you straight. When you hear me mentions me talking about PowerPoint Reggie and them did, that's just information, and I don't dwell on it. I'm gonna look at the video. If I don't like it, I'm gonna make a PowerPoint. I'm gonna correct him, and I'm gonna keep it pushing. But all of the back and forth, you ain't gonna see me involved in none of this stupid drama that's going on. Is dumb. It's dumb. There is no civil war in Israel. I don't know what y'all heard. There is none. Because men that have sense and leaders that have sense, we ignoring the bullshit. There is none. You can make 100 videos, 1,000 videos, say nobody wants to debate you. Everybody's scared. Who gives a damn? There's no civil war in Israel. You come in front of my camp and you don't agree, I'm ignoring you like you're not standing there. I'm good at that. You'll have wasted your time. I'll treat you like I've never seen you in my life. Period. That's all I got to say. Y'all want to talk about anything before I go? And I'm going to say it again. I don't care who don't like it. I say what I say, and one thing y'all know, I mean what I say. I gave a brother mercy one time. I came on here, and I said some things that were true, and the man called me whining about it, and I showed mercy, and I apologized for it, and the man went on his Instagram making fun. That ain't happening again, because what I said was right. But I had mercy, and you tried to play me. That'll never happen again. Never, ever happen again. What I say on here, because I think before I talk. So I'll never say nothing I don't mean. It'll never happen again. So what I'm saying, if somebody don't like it, too bad. It is what it is. Make 100 videos, cry about it, cry me a river, do what you want to do. I'm going to say what needs to be said, but I'm going to teach also, because that's the time that we're in. What y'all want to talk about before I go? This is getting late. Malak, that's the point. Dudes had a damn t-shirt and mask that said Civil War months ago, and everybody was ignoring that garbage because it was stupid then. But that was the intention. It was intended to stir things up and rile stuff up. That was on purpose. Now you whining? Nah. Find your own corner and teach, man. You got the absolute truth. Find the corner and prove it. Show us how it's done. But Lexicon said, how do you go about not taking the vaccine? That's a good question, bro. There's not a perfect answer to that question. That depends on a lot of factors. It depends on what you do for a living. right? Because first responders, especially people that work in federal jobs, nurses, doctors, people like that, military, they're going to be first up. And there's no such thing as exemptions and none of that stuff no more. So the first question will be, what do you do for a living? That's number one, right? If you have children that are in school, your children may have to take it. It really is an individual. The best advice I can give you, bro, is that if the situation is presented to you, counsel with somebody you trust. I don't know if you're in a camp, if you're not in a camp. I don't know if you have any, brothers or elders or something that you trust. You sit down and you counsel with them, you counsel with your family, because there's no perfect answer for that as far as what to do if you're confronted with taking a vaccine. But if you watch the channel on a regular basis, which I do see you, I showed you guys about 2 videos ago that Donald Trump said he's going to be the last person to take it. That's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear. This is the person that's in charge of making all types of appointees to different commissions and different federal jobs and all types of stuff, doctors and surgeon generals and this and that. This is the person that's responsible, right? This is the person who was having briefings every day with Dr. Fauci when this whole COVID thing first happened. So he would know better than anybody, because you're sitting down with Dr. Fauci for months, and that whole COVID advisory team that he had or whatever that was around him, especially when it first happened, they were having all those press conferences in the Rose Garden. He was around all these so-called experts. So if you're around all these experts that know everything there is to know about this pandemic, and you come away from that saying, I'm not taking that, I'm taking it last, that tells me something. I can't speak for nobody else, but I know how to read between the lines. And that means if you ain't taking it, if I can help it, I'm going to be at the back of the line. Me and Donald Trump going to be at the back of the line. That's what I'm telling you. So avoid it as long as you could avoid it, King. Avoid it as long as you could avoid it. Right? And that might mean we're in what they call this the new normal. That might mean that you may have to give up certain things that you like doing, because there's going to be a lot of different things that may require you to be vaccinated. So let's just say that you're somebody that travels a lot, right? If certain airlines require vaccination proof or whatever it is, you might have to take other alternative airlines, or you might have to start Greyhounding it or Amtrakking it or driving. You see what I'm saying? Everything's going to be different. You're going to have to. It's going to be an adjustable thing as we all go, including for me. I don't have a perfect answer of how I'm going to avoid taking. I just don't want to take it. That's what I know. So I'm gonna do everything I can to avoid taking it. That's the best answer I could give you, my Lord. Right, all praises. So Chief Ephraim said he had 100.1 fever last night and been in bed all day under the covers. He ate ginger root and tea with lemon and lime, plus some soup, and he's back down to 98.5. All praises to the Most High. So he said, stay natural and leave them vaccines alone. Right, Con, all praises. All praises that the Most High healed you, bro. So Ruby Margarita said, ask Rizza Islam about the process of how to legally avoid vaccines. I've heard him talk about that, and I'll look into it. But here's the thing. We're not going to know whether that works or not until the vaccines are actually introduced. And I need to see some people use what he said, and I need to see that it works. Because we can have many conversations about, well, this is what you say, this is how you get around it, but the vaccine is not here yet. So nobody's put into practice whatever these methods are that he's talking about that you can avoid it. Now, we know before that you had exemptions, you have religious exemptions and all types of stuff, but one by one, the states have been striking those laws down. So whatever it is he's saying, and I'm definitely going to look into it, absolutely. Whatever it is that he's saying, we need to see that working in real time before we just assume that it's going to work. Because I don't believe it's going to be as simple as whatever it is he's making it. But if he has some information that we don't have and we could utilize, then we'll utilize it at the end of the day. Truth is truth, no matter what source it's coming from. Right. Rosita Bella said, exemptions are disappearing. That's right. Let me tell you something, Ambassador Malak. I live in a red state. And I talk to a lot of these Caucasians in this red state, and I'm telling you that they're ready to go down in a blaze of glory. All right? That's all I can tell you. Everything up here is sold out. They're ready. So you're right. I wanted to go live this week. There's a COVID testing center right around the corner from where I work. I think next week I'm gonna go live right from that area. You should see the line of people that's all the way down the block, around the corner on Broad Street in Newark, New Jersey, of black and Hispanic people that are online for this COVID test. And when I saw the line, it was every day, all week. Hundreds of people online, snaking all the way around the block, all going to take a COVID test. And I said to myself, no wonder the numbers are spiking in Newark. Of course, because our people are coming out in droves to take it, and they're being told they haven't. And also, as I walked down the street and was looking at the line, nobody online seemed to have any symptoms. I didn't see nobody coughing, nobody sneezing, nobody doing none of that stuff. But I bet you a lot of them are going to be told that they have COVID. Guys, hold on 1 second. 1 second. All right, so what y'all want to talk about before I go? Whatever you want to talk about, put it in the chat. Because I done said what I need to say. So there's something that you guys want me to quickly address before I go. I'll do it. For those of y'all that's just coming in, you late, hit that thumbs up button. You guys on Facebook, you're not exempt either. Hit the thumbs up button if you're watching this on Facebook as well. All right. Isaiah Bunya Howard said, you want me to talk about upcoming gun control? Yeah, that's something I addressed a little while ago. I'll address it again. So Joe Biden hold on 1 second. All right, brother. I see you in the chat. Yeah, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the guy who is proposed to be the head, I believe, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, the guy they're proposing to be the head of the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms in the Biden administration, all three of them are on records that they would ban what are known as assault rifles or AR-15s, which is the most popular assault rifle, right? So-called. Now, here's the issue. The issue with banning AR-15s is this. If you look at gun violence statistics in America, only 2%, that means 98% is not. Only 2% of gun violence or gun deaths are attributed to assault rifles, only 2%. That means 98% of gun violence and gun death in America is with handguns. 98%. Y'all can look this stuff up. Only 2% takes place with assault rifles. But what they're doing is they're being strategic. They're coming after the assault rifles first, like the AR-15s. They're going to ban those. And then when the numbers don't go down for gun violence, then they're going to say, well, that didn't work, so we have to go further. Now we have to ban handguns as well. They already have done these things in Australia already. It started off with assault rifles, and eventually they got around to banning handguns as well. Basically, what they're doing is they're looking to disarm the public, which would just make their jobs much easier. Remember, Adolf Hitler did the same thing in Germany, the same exact thing. So this is already written in history, and it's history just repeating itself because the average person doesn't know history. So they just have to bring back the same tactics again. Just like the whole COINTEL thing, if you look at Israel today, You can see vestiges. You can see kind of certain things that make you say, man, COINTELPRO is alive and well. I be seeing things in Israel. I ain't gonna say what. I look at some things in Israel, I'm like, Israel is heavily infiltrated. That's what I'm gonna tell y'all. You see the same thing. It repeats itself over and over again, right? And the same thing with these guns. They're gonna get rid of the assault rifles first, and eventually the handguns as well, because the American public is heavily armed. Like I said, those of y'all that live in states where you are allowed legally to have firearms and you have them, you guys know that you can't even find ammunition sometimes online. And when you do find ammunition online, the prices are heavily inflated. Heavily inflated. Right now, if you have a 9mm handgun, you're almost paying $1 a bullet. Almost $1 a bullet in some places. They're charging like $50, $60 for a case. That's like almost $1 a bullet. That's ridiculous. So this is just history repeating itself all over again. They did the same thing in Germany. As for you, Yeshaya Allah, shout out again to the Men of Valor camp in New Jersey. He said, how bad do you treat your Manassite brother in Jersey? According to you, I treat you bad. I know you be wanting to sit down and have these conversations about history and stuff like that. Hey, bro, ain't enough time in the day, man. That's all I can tell you. The spirit is willing, bro, but forgive your brother, right? Yahushua said 7 times 70. So I know I done stood you up a few times, but you got to forgive me. That's the law, right? That's the gospel. You got to forgive me. You heard? What else? Walner, I already answered that, and I'm about to go. I already answered that. My answer to that, I'm gonna say it one more time. My answer to that is simple. If you are an elder or a leader in Israel, or just a layperson in Israel, and you have a disagreement with another camp about a particular doctrine, going to camp to interrupt the speaking is not the best place for you to go and express your disagreement. You can find another way to interact with brothers to see if you can have a conversation with brothers, but go into camp with the express idea that you're going to interrupt brothers speaking because you have to get your point across is not wise. No good leader would send his men out to do that, and no brother that has half a brain will go out there and do that. Because the same time that I can come and interrupt you at camp, I could find another corner and teach my wonderful doctrine on that corner instead and wake my people up. And if I had to choose, I'd rather stand on the corner and wake my people up than come and interrupt you doing what you do. Because that's not helping nothing. And the people that are in the audience that see us going back and forth don't know the difference. So it's short-sighted. I'm gonna just say it's stupid. I'm telling you outright. Okay? So that is my stance on that. Truth Music said, is it okay to keep your oven on throughout the Sabbath for warming your food? I leave that up to each individual. I would say no. I would say you shouldn't do that. You should try to prepare before the Sabbath, and wait till the Sabbath is over to warm your food. We can, so sometimes we could put a couple of meals off for a little while. It ain't gonna kill us. You know what I'm saying? If you have to eat a little later because you had to wait till the Sabbath was over before you warmed your food up, that's okay. But anyway, I'm not seeing any more questions on the chat. So since y'all don't have nothing more to right. Hospital makes you're not supposed to kindle a fire on the Sabbath. That's why I would suggest y'all do it before or after. All right, family. So the academy is starting in January. I did get a few inquiries about it. So I'm letting you guys know it's starting in January. I'll be giving you guys a lot more information. You know, if you're interested in it, 6 months, intensive learning, all the stuff I'm going into and stuff, all these books and everything, all this information will be in them PowerPoints that's going to be in the academy that I don't do on here. So if you're interested, reach out. I love you, brothers and sisters. Thank y'all for all y'all support. And most I will. I'll definitely be back this weekend with some more powerful information. You know, and with that, I say peace and blessings and shalom.
I don't believe in God. It doesn't matter. He believes in you.
I absolutely believe in God. Let me tell you why. True story.
They say I act like my mother's son.
That's what
Mount
they said.
Vernon was the streets that I love to run.
Money
Found myself
earned.
on the wrong side of someone's gun.
was tragic.
Breathing hard, but I made it.
Yep, damn right I believe in God.
Every time I try to get out the game, it's like somebody keeps pulling me back in. They don't want me to leave. Can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. I try to get out this game, it ain't easy. It's what they're telling me, but I don't know because this game is full of jealousy. I can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. I try to get out this game, it ain't easy. It's what they're telling me, but I don't know because this game is full of jealousy. Rap is dead, it's too late to restore its true state. MCs are too fake because truth's the new hate. Where nobody's rhymes are potent, but those whose eyes are open can see the game is full of liars and these liar Cohens. Now that's an omen, that means a name sign. How they claim that they woke but sleep the same time. How they claim that they flow but they not impressive. How they claim rap evolved, they ain't no fossil records. But they push that, and so I push back and reminisce about the days when they made good rap. And the beats were fire, had to adjust the volume. Now you gotta mumble or sell a couple thousand. Yup, the game has changed, they ain't no standards. You gotta wear tight jeans and rock a man purse. But I'm killing them up in my street clothes. Second verse, watch, I'll drop a cheat code. Can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. I try to get out this game, it ain't easy. It's what they're telling me, but I don't know because this game is full of jealousy. I can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. I try to get out this game, it ain't easy. It's what they're telling me, but I don't know because this game is full of jealousy. And I don't mean to sound boastful, but when she sings, she make it sound so soulful. So I made an anthem for my corner vest. These verses ain't my single, they're just my warm-up sets. I praise Yahweh on a psaltery. I sacrifice, so don't think that you can alter me. Get a sacrifice, and I said all to me. Misunderstood, they speaking Paul to me. And switch my style from random gun lines to knowledge top with a slight sprinkle of punchlines. And I'm not ashamed, I tell them we don't care. Flow is tight like outfits that Migos wear. And you know that that isn't right. In the dark, what good is a hidden light? And the end is near, so we sent the fishes. And I speak the truth because I know the scriptures. The game needs me. I can't leave the game alone, y'all. The game needs me. They keep pulling me back in. Can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. I try to get out this game, it ain't easy. The game needs me.